Hello once again. It's John Vance here. Um, so now this is an overdue video, and I think I really need to do it. Um, so I'm going to do why I am no longer a Muslim. Now that'd be a lot of shock to a lot of you. Like, oh my god, how could he? He's an apostate. He's a degenerate. He's he's uh he's hanging out with the LGBTQ plus people. Well, part of that's true, but anyway, um, no, I see the world events of what's going on right now, and also another reason. There's lots of reasons. I think it's like kind of been building up over time, but like I see like invitations towards like, oh John, why don't you just come on to my podcast and we could talk about how we can restore Islam to its natural faith, or it's all the same kind of bullshit. It's the same, when you're in the activist sphere for a while, you kind of go like, you can kind of like get the rhythm of things, of how things go, and then you know kind of once when you deal with people enough times, it's not that they have agenda. That's awesome. They have an agenda. That's fucking great. Okay, that's just I respect them for that. But for me, for my personal journey, and not to sound kind of selfish or self-centered or anything like that, or I'm better than this thing or that thing, is like I don't want to be associated with that shit. I do not want to be associated with any of that shit right now. You guys can have your fucking holy wars, and you can prop up your puppets, but I'm not going to be your puppet anymore. Okay? I see how it goes. I see when I get into that timeline, it's forced. It's just like, no, I do not want to fucking go there. I do not want to fucking go on your stupid podcast about how we're gonna save Islam. No, it's like, no. I don't want to be associated with people who are going around blocking trains and interrupting parliamentary sessions everywhere. It doesn't matter where you are, everywhere. Okay? And there's Christians saying we're going to need a holy war. And I'm like, dude, where do you think I'm gonna go? Where do you think? You think I'm gonna be a martyr for a a cult? I guess everything's a cult, right? For a cult that can't even decide what they have sectarian issues on who's the faith, and who's a real believer. Is it a person who speaks Arabic or not? What the fuck am I fighting for? Am I a chosen person? Am I a chosen Jew? Am I not? What the fuck is that? You're gonna be a martyr for that? Holy fuck! Oh my god! That is a revelation of it itself. Man, that is a shit ton of brainwashing. I'll tell you that right now. You know, AIX or simulation or whoever's in charge of this thing. Man, what a you could get people to go out and die for that shit. Like, you could be a martyr and still people would disagree on what your cause was. Isn't that just fucking amazing? Isn't that just amazing? I don't know. I'm sure there's people out there just all pouting and like, oh, you're a quitter and this and that. It's just like, dude, what are you fighting? Like, go have your holy war. We'll do this again, and you're gonna be back here, like a cycle in time. You're gonna be back here. Like, yeah, I told you so. I told you so. Yeah, it's the same shit. It's the same shit. Okay, like, man, like, I don't know, and obviously, and then that obviously they're motivated because I'm white, right, and They say, oh no, we're not, but oh, you're a Westerner, you're a peer or whatever, right? I'm like, fuck, like I don't want I don't want that obligation. I really don't want that obligation. I think I need to write him a letter. I need to write like the Islamic Association a letter and how I quit from being Muslim. You guys can do you. I'm not. I'm not going to interrupt any of your sessions. I am not going to be belligerent towards you. All power to you. All power to you. But listen, like I'm done. Like I'm not. I'm not dealing with your shit. I'm not dealing with your silly political, geopolitical psyops and like you guys are fake. Every person that you see from like Hezbollah to Hamas, especially Hamas, but Hezbollah, where the fuck are you? And then, what's the first thing they do? Oh yeah, we're gonna just declare war on the United States. Why? Like, they left Afghanistan. Like what? Oh, because they have a couple of bases in Iraq. Who the fuck gives a shit? Who the fuck gives a shit? We're talking about Israel right now. Like United States has the military capacity to win a war. They haven't won a war since World War II. Newsflash: have they won a war since World War II? No, they haven't. What do you think happened in Nam? Nothing. Just disappears. What do you think's happening in Israel right now? Well, obviously, the United States doesn't have the manpower to fight against Iran. So, what? Why would Hezbollah declare war on the United States? That's so dumb. That's so dumb. But obviously, they're a puppet. They're a puppet. When you understand that they're all motherfucking puppets, and that we have to eat at the trough of their fucking events, their false flag attacks, their whatever, the Carrington event, whatever. We eat it up, and then we have to talk about it. Oh, what about this? Or what about that? And then it just disappears. Just motherfucking disappears. Like, in of itself, me going on a show and talking about this and that, sure, it's good content, but I'm feeding it. I'm feeding that narrative. I'm feeding it. And part of it too is saying, I'm this, I'm that. No, like, what is your, like, being spiritual, being a principled person is not calling yourself this and that and putting labels on yourself. It's actually a being of principle. And that's only for the 144,000. And when the time of the Exodus comes, when we become too much of a hassle for the Matrix, we will leave, or the simulation, or whatever. I truly believe that. If you don't believe we're in a simulation, why the fuck do you... And I've done it too. I'm guilty of it too, god damn it. Why the fuck do you keep parroting the same two sides? Well, I'm pro this. Well, I'm pro that. Oh, blah, blah, blah. You're a horrible person. Your wife is ugly. You're a apostate. You're this, you're that. We've done it all. We've done it all. I'm guilty too. Guilty as charged. But you know what? You don't have to do that shit. You don't. If you can believe it or not, there is a way out. What? There's a way out? What do you mean? There is. It's like understanding that these events are going to happen. You don't even need, but just not even engaging in this shit show is powerful. And the universe recognizes that. And it'll knit your reality in of itself. I feel like I'm in a community of people right now that are above talking about this point, that point. Like I get that vibe from him. And I think like we need to just zip it on these stupid conflicts that have nothing to do with us. If you didn't have a TV, if you didn't have a phone, you wouldn't know it, and you would still live about your life. It doesn't affect you in any way. In any way. And I gotta be a leader. I gotta do this. I gotta find this. What the fuck are you doing? It's just like you're fucking throwing a stone against a tsunami, man. Like, I'm gonna stop him. No. Just stop. Just stop with the insanity. Just make money off of it. Do what you gotta do. Get your super chats. Get your book sales. And that's all it is to it. It's just a business. It's all it is. No matter how noble it may seem, you're eventually a puppet towards the agenda. Even if you think you're against the agenda, you're really not. You're not. You're not for anything for yourself. You're for something. You're a slave. You're a motherfucking slave to the Matrix. Not even Matrix, just these like hidden elites, these puppeteers, these people who have these strings, and they go, oh, what should we do next? Oh, let's go to Ukraine. Oh, you're pro-Russia. Oh, I'm pro-Ukraine. Oh, stand with Ukraine. Woo. Oh, I'm Russia. Oh, we should focus on our own country. I get it all. It's all a fucking show. It's all a show. And if you don't believe me, here's the next scheduled programming. You're going to see riots. You're going to see basically another color revolution because the U.S. election's coming up. But also you have the Palestine and Israel conflict. And you already have Palestinian protesters interrupting parliamentarian, provincial, national. They're doing it in the States as well, too. They're doing it in every Western country, okay? They're doing it. This is all funded by George Soros. And listen, you're not going to have your celebrations anymore because you know what? Because it's going to be funded by, there's going to be fucking Palestinian. Maybe not in like the ultra conservative areas because they're probably like, they wouldn't put up with that shit. But like, you're going to see it. You're going to see it. It's going to destabilize. There's probably going to be some form of communication blackout. Now, I'm not going to be like, oh, it's the end of the world and we're going to be scrounging for food. No, that's like 15, 16 years down the road. You know, that you don't have to wait. You don't have to do that. It's not going to be that. It's going to be like some sort of like kind of man-made. Everything is man-made, right? It's all simulation. It's all in the Bible. It's all in motherfucking Revelation. Read Revelation. Part 2 of the apocalypse is going to happen. The second horseman of the apocalypse is going to happen. 2024. Mark it down. Mark it down. Put that on a scoreboard. I'll tell you what right now. And you know what? I don't even care. I don't even care what John Vance said. I don't even want the credit. I don't even give a shit. I just see it for what it is. And I think it's time you'll see it too. But maybe you won't. Maybe you'll just keep, it's Trump, Biden, it's Trump, it's Obama. I don't know. I don't know what it'll be. But I know I can see the ship sailing, but I don't know who's going to be on that ship. What are people going to talk about? I don't know. I don't know who the characters are going to be, but I know what the show is going to be about already. So why does characters even matter? Anyway. Peace.